A lot of good things are happening in the economy. Things piece by piece are coming together, but some of that is not getting translated into real credit offtake or demand. So how far are we away from the real demand pickup?
See, credit offtake and demand, you are comparing with a situation where there was a huge amount of credit offtake on account of number of huge projects coming. So unless those projects come back again, you will not have that kind of comparable credit growth. Even today, your retail book is growing quite nicely. Not hugely, which is bad because it's not sustainable, but it's growing steadily, which is a good thing. And now, where you really need to see the credit growth coming back is in the corporate segment, where you need large projects. We are very enthused in the sense that we are now sensing that the projects are being discussed. Some of the proposals are coming to us. So we believe it is something that will happen in the next 2 to 3 quarters. But definitely by the end of this fiscal year, I think we will definitely see some movement.
Is the steel exposure loan giving you sleepless nights? I know there's a safeguard duty which is coming on board, but that's not enough. The exposure is still very large, and let's be real, some of these companies will definitely go belly up given what is happening in the world.
See, this will always happen in commodities. Commodities, they are cyclical in nature. So they go down, they come up. There was a time when SAIL was so stressed that they not only sold out the houses of their workers, they gave huge PRS, etc. But they came back again. So in a commodity business, these cycles will persist. People who are efficient will live through them. Who are inefficient, they will probably go belly up. But that's a risk that we all need to take.
But that's not a nightmare for SBI.
No, I don't really think so, because these are, again, as I said, we've been through these cycles earlier. So maybe again this time we'll see how things happen. But definitely, there are a lot of inefficiencies in the system still, which if we work it out, then it can help the steel players. Because as you know, today all commodities are soft. So the input prices have also gone down appreciably. And to that extent, the margins are still there. Of course, the margins may not be as much as earlier, but at least they are sustainable margins. So what we need to do is to ensure that the inputs, the difficulties we have in mining, in availability of coal, these things, if they can get resolved quickly, then it will definitely help the steel industry.
Now, the negative part for the banking sector per se would be that if steel prices and metal prices have come down, that could have an impact on the aggregate credit number, because large part of your credit demand was also a function of commodity inflation.
That is very true, which is again one of the reasons why you are not seeing credit demand, especially in the working capital side, because people with the same amount of working capital can manage to do much more. So therefore, there is very little pickup on the working capital side unless the capacity utilization goes up materially. We are beginning to see a little bit of that now happening. And that is where the projects will play a big part, because the projects will be dependent on things like steel, on things like cement. So, as the large projects kick in, whether they be highway projects, whether they be smart cities, whether they be railway projects, whether they be defense projects, all of these are going to need things like steel. So, what we really need is for the projects to come in so that capacity utilization can go up. And that is where, the support will come for our domestic industry.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.